I want to thank is the most popular politician in all of Essex County, our Sheriff, Armando Fontoura. And the next guy, who is a bad brother, who has been a friend of mine, I cannot tell you, he's really one of the unsung heroes who gets into the weeds with Sammy. Often I catch them doing it at midnight with drinks in their hands, but gets in the weeds with Sammy on fighting fighting the crime. And he personally has come up with some of the strategies we're using because of his experience in the Newark Police Department as one of our great leaders from our city. This is the Chief of Detectives, County Detectives. It is Anthony Ambrose. Anthony, please stand up. And finally, as tough as Sammy DeMeo looks, this person is far tougher and is really one of our great partners who is heroically helping us with strategies and hard work, determination. She's making sure that our streets are safe every single day. It's our County Prosecutor, Carolyn Murray. Would you please stand up, Carolyn? There you are. And so this is what happens when you reduce problems in city government, when you address issues of corruption, and then when you create a safer climate, you end up creating a ground that is fertile for economic growth. I want to say thanks to everybody in our state delegation. These are folks that have been joining with me to make sure that we are creating economic development. And I can't tell you how many times we have to talk. People like Grace Spencer, Senator Ruiz, Assemblyman Caputo, Assemblyman Giblin, Assemblyman Albert Coutinho. This legislative team is doing incredible things, together with the governor's team, who's doing also incredible things in our city. Business leaders, community development corporations, community leaders, and so many others working together is going to make the hallmark of my years as mayor unequivocally. The hallmark of our success will be seen most visibly and physically in the economic growth of our city. We have had more than $1 billion worth of projects underway in 2011 and 12. Think about this, $1 billion. I still remember on this stage, and I want to point them out right now, what Stephen Pryor declared 2011 our groundbreaking year in Newark, as we ushered in $1 billion for 2011 and 12. More than half of those projects, more than half of that investment was in the neighborhoods. And we invested in projects all over Newark. Now, this represents the biggest period of economic development in more than a generation. In fact, which I think is one of the most important statistics of the night, based on reported data for the fourth quarter of 2012, Newark, New Jersey, Newark is currently the hottest market for construction in the entire state. More than 30%, listen to this now, more than 30% of all commercial and multifamily development in the entire state is happening here in Newark, New Jersey. Let me say that again. Let me say that again. Because we are returning to our past glory, that this city is the economic engine for our state, that this city is producing incredible gains. More than 30% of the commercial and multifamily gains, more than 30% of the commercial and multifamily construction is underway in the entire state, is happening here in Newark. We are becoming the economic engine of our state. We are leading the growth. We are booming now. But now, the even better news. That was what we announced for 2011 and 2012. I'm telling you now that the transformation is just beginning. Now Newark is going to top that $1 billion from 2011 and 2012. Because 2013 and 2014, for these years, Newark has over $1.5 billion of additional projects moving forward in the pipeline. Last year, I stood here and announced that Panasonic Corporation of North America was moving its headquarters to Newark and building the city's first new office tower in 20 years. We worked hard to have Panasonic choose Newark. I tell you, I wooed with all the woo I had to get Panasonic to choose Newark. And amidst the competition that was literally from coast to coast, they chose to put their headquarters, their North American headquarters, here in Newark, New Jersey. And we knew at that point, when Joe Taylor made the decision to put Panasonic's flag down here, we knew that it would be a catalyst for even greater growth. Well, now I am happy to announce that our new office tower construction is multiplying throughout our city. Let me give you some important announcements tonight. BioTrial, a French pharmaceutical company, is building their new North American headquarters. Where? Here in Newark, New Jersey. It's a massive office tower that they're going to be completing in the Central Ward, Darren Sharif, in the University Heights area. BioTrial, not only with all the construction jobs created, they're going to bring 100 permanent jobs to our city. And it will further to expand the fact that Newark, New Jersey, in our state, we are the center for education, research, innovation, and business. And also, I'm proud to announce another office tower. This one is being built by our long-term friend and partner, Fidelco. And it's being built for Cablevision, just across the street from the Broad Street station, expanding our downtown construction boom to the northern end of Broad Street. And then there is number 3 office building. And this one is, to channel my Sanford & Son, this is the big one. Across from Military Park, on Broad Street, our prodigious, persevering, and powerful city partner, Prudential, is building a new $450 million office tower that will transform this section of Broad Street as yet again this global corporation affirms its more than century-long commitment and connection to Newark, New Jersey. Thank you, Prudential. Let the ready, please bring back my gratitude. And with all these towers in our downtown, I don't want to forget that I'm very happy, as promised, this year we're going to break ground on a new residential tower on Rector Street from our incredible partners of Borai Development and Shaquille O'Neal. These are the same folks that brought movie theater back to Newark, New Jersey, and a state-of-the-art 12-plex, which I will be in opening night for the next Star Trek movie. Somebody booed Star Trek? We're going to begin construction this year, though, with Borai Development, finally, of Newark's first new residential office tower in decades. Further south on Broad Street, we recently opened, as you all know, and as I already mentioned with Brother Tucker here right now, that we have opened the Marriott, Newark's first new downtown hotel in more than 40 years. I want to thank all that were involved in that project because more than 30% of the construction work on that Marriott was performed by Newark residents, and 60% of the permanent workforce was referred through the city's First Source program at the transformed Newark One Stop. But this year, a second downtown hotel will open, the Indigo, at the historic 810 Broad Street location. You see, ladies and gentlemen, there is a massive transformation happening. And I am relentless. I'm unapologetic in my pursuit for development in this city. And with 481 days left in my term as mayor and the demand for jobs in this city among the top needs of our residents, I will not stop. I will not yield. I will crisscross this land, going from state to state, door to door, CEO to CEO, investor to investor, philanthropist to philanthropist, making the argument to bring new capital, new companies, new properties, and new opportunities, and especially new jobs to the city of Newark. By this time next year, mark my word, we will have new companies, new investments, new businesses, and new jobs to announce because nothing will stop me and nothing will stop Newark because nothing can stop our progress in creating economic opportunity for our residents. We are booming. We are surging. Newark's boom is New Jersey's boom. We're taking less state aid. We're giving back more tax money to Trenton. We're lifting all around the state higher as we flex our economic muscles again. Again, make no mistake, Newark, New Jersey has turned a corner and we are on a transformative new path of development. Momentum is growing, and hope is now flourishing where doubt once dwelled. And understand that my attention is not just on the big development projects in our downtown, port, and university areas. I want the mark of Newark's resurgence to be also seen in our small businesses, in our local entrepreneurs, in a new class of Newark businesswomen and businessmen. Remember when I came into office in 2006? The city had no economic development corporation to provide assistance to local businesses. The one before us collapsed in scandal. So we created, along with the council, the Brick City Development Corporation. And the numbers now speak for themselves when it comes to small businesses. BCDC has lent out over $14.6 million to Newark small businesses through a community loan program we created. And since 2011, BCDC has assisted over 500 aspiring entrepreneurs by providing technical assistance and support. And this is how it should be. I, along with our great team, will attract new businesses and woo new companies. No one can do the woo that I do. It's like Bruce Lee Kung Fu. But I will be unyielding in my commitment to the development, support, and empowerment of a new generation of homegrown businesses so that the future Prudentials and Panasonics, businesses now only living in the imagination of our young people, will one day launch here and succeed here and will always be able to trace their roots to the rich soil of this supportive city. Ladies and gentlemen, the state of Newark, New Jersey is strong and roaring forth. We are meeting and surmounting age-old challenges and gaining new and unprecedented momentum. Almost 7 years in on this administration, 481 days left, but we will not just count the days, we will make every single day count. That is what you deserve. You should settle for nothing less from the people you elect, now and ever. After all, this is your government. My administration has fought to bring it closer to you, to make it more responsive to you and accountable to you. And so this night where we feel pride, let us also know that there are still many battles to fight. There is still difficult and hard work to do. And yes, as they say, there is much more mountain to climb. We've got great momentum, but I tell you, because of Newark, on a very personal level, because of Newark, because of all of you, my metaphor of hope has changed. That's been my personal transformation. You see, when I began in 2006, walking in and seeing all of the challenges, all of the problems, all of the difficulties, the budget nightmare, I used to tell my staff that I was a prisoner of hope. I was a prisoner of hope. Well, now, after 7 years as mayor, after seeing the courage and the sacrifice and the heart, and yes, the love of our people, after seeing what we have done together, I tell you that I am no longer a prisoner of hope. I am now hope unhinged. And so I end by paraphrasing the words of the great poet Henley, who's speaking of the resiliency and the strength of hope, wild and abundant, even in the most challenging circumstances. It's a poem that Nelson Mandela locked in an apartheid prison. It was hope that liberated him. They put his body behind bars, but they could not chain his spirit. He was hope unhinged. It said that every day he turned to this poem, and I paraphrase it now, it's in the fell clutch of circumstance. We have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, our heads were bloodied but not bowed. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. We, Newark, are the masters of our fate. We are the captains of our soul. Ladies and gentlemen, it continues to be the greatest honor of my life to captain this great ship through the waters, though the waters are still rough beneath us, and we must grapple with the challenges at hand. Great winds now fill our sails with hope, and the heavens above smile down upon us, portending of bright days ahead for our city. Let our love prevail. Let our hope run unhinged. Let us march forward into the brighter days that beckon us, that call us, that hold the great destiny that reflects our glorious past. This is Newark. May God bless you. May God bless this city. May God bless America. Good night.
Well, you heard the proof. Newark is on the move. Now, if you love Newark, would you please put your hands together for this great city? At this time, before we have our benediction, just some quick acknowledgments. If you could please acknowledge our fire chief and our fire personnel who are in attendance here. If you all will please raise your hands. And please recognize our additional police personnel who are here with us, our officers. One more quick acknowledgement. There is a gem in this city that deserves national attention. It is our Newark Museum. Would you please acknowledge Mary Sue Sweeney Price, our museum director? I know she's out there somewhere. So I really want to thank all of the Newarkers who are here this evening. All of those people, give yourselves a hand, Newarkers. All right. And please, again, for all of our department directors who have toiled to make it a success in terms of all of our plans coming into fruition, thank you, directors. All of those who are watching us online, who are watching us on Channel 78, thank you so much, because your viewing is support in and of itself. And at this time, I would bring up W. Dean Sharif, Iman Masjid Warith ad-Din, Irvington, New Jersey, for our benediction.
Let's give Mayor Cory Booker and the Municipal Council and all of the administration another round of applause for the great work that they're doing. Wonderful work. To the Honorable Mayor Cory Booker, to the Honorable Municipal Council, to the religious leaders that are here this evening and all of the government officials that are appointed and elected, as well as to you, the honorable citizens of this great city of Newark, it is a pleasure for me to be here this evening. And I'd like to say to you, it is an honor for me to be asked to give this supplication. Before we give the final supplication for our beloved city, I would like to just acknowledge that we are in this month, the month of the history of women. I'd like to acknowledge that. It is important for us to acknowledge that it is Women's History Month. We will not go very far unless we reverence and give regard to the wombs that have given us birth. And we have to reverence that and make sure that all of the family ties, as the mayor said, we keep the family ties close and we keep them strong. So we'd like to ask you this evening to join us in the supplication for our beloved city, the city of Newark, and we pray. With God's name, the merciful benefactor, the merciful Redeemer, our Creator, Cherisher, Sustainer, and Evolver, On this day on which we witness the state of our beloved city of Newark, we come before you faithfully and sincerely, supplicating your mercy, your guidance, and your grace. With our heads and our eyes bowed